go. Get ready to have a good time. This is exciting, isn't it?
All right, we're on.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Garry.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Garry.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Garry Meier.
Hello, GarrForce. It's the Friday, November 5th, 2021 edition of the GarryMeierShow Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails, woo, drinks.
We went wheels up at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific, and so forth. In fact, it's the start of the longest 2-day weekend of the year for most of the GarrForce. Coming up this Sunday, November 7th, 2021, at 2 a.m. in most time zones in the continental USA, Alaska, and Canada, Daylight Saving Time ends, and we get back that hour we lost in the spring. Of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. Garry podcasts 5 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday podcasts are complimentary. Tuesday and Thursday podcasts are available to premium subscribers. Check out GarryMeier.com for more and to join up. Download his app in the Apple App Store or in Google Play for Android. Comments are welcome on all of our streaming channels. You can also text us at 773-888-2157. Regular charges may apply. You can see all of our past shows on the GarrForce Live YouTube channel. That's also the best place to stream along with the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live each week. Please take a moment now to click subscribe on YouTube. It's free. Click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button to be notified when our shows are live. It really does help the show if you like and share on your favorite social media channels too. If you've done that already, thanks. Now, fasten your seatbelts, it's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Thank you, Ellen Dolinka. Yes, we have kicked the tires here. We've lit the fires, and we're wheels up. I'm expecting a goo-free cocktail show. Yes, cocktails. Ooh, drinks. There's my Manhattan and my Bugs Bunny Band-Aid. I'm ready to go. Okay. Yeah, as mentioned in the opening there, this is that weekend where we set the clocks back and hello, darkness, my old friend. F that. I'm not really into losing any daylight. I know it's just switched around, but the days are getting shorter anyway. And then you plunge us into darkness in the evening. And here's the deal. On Monday or even Sunday night, when it's, say, 7, 8 o'clock, it's going to feel like midnight. Remember that every year? What time is it? About midnight? No, it's 7. Right after 60 minutes is over, you think you want to go to bed. It's really ridiculous. Stop doing this, please. The government needs to make it standard time and leave it. Doug, yes, G-Force is on the air. And let me bring in Leslie because it really doesn't officially start until the wine condom is removed. Hello, Leslie.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here with my Kendall Jackson Unoaked Chardonnay this week.
All right. And you're going to
so here we go.
remove that condom so we can
we
get
do
started.
have pressure built up here.
I'm sure we do. And here it goes. Oh, wow. That really popped. Let me say hello to some people that checked in early, and then I'm going to take a look through the screen door, see who's checking in the comment section. You've got Racine Tracy. She has sent us a lot of nice things. Thank you, Tracy. You got Wayne, Larry, Johnny from Michigan over by there, Karen, Doug, Martin from British Columbia, Donna, Stephen from Palos Park, Illinois, David.
Shouldn't you be looking through your screen door?
Well, I'm going to do that because these are the ones that came in a few minutes ago, and they're already gone up into the scroll. David from Venice, Florida, Brent, Ken, Larry said it's 50 days till Christmas today. That I can't wrap my brain around right now. Karen had a good idea because we were thinking before the show about our giveaway today. It's going to be a wine condom, a Covidia t-shirt, which Leslie will show us in a minute. And my producer, Keith, has a book out, and he's going to put that in there. This is where people that don't quite get how to deal with a pandemic or a pandemic. The next
Call it what you will. Yeah.
The next pandemic is in a pond situation that's going to be called a pandemic. And Keith, as I mentioned, is going to give away his book that he wrote, Righteous Might. That's going to be part of it. All right. That's all one thing. And Karen, Ellen, we were trying to figure out what to put in the line for the possible giveaway, what the phrase would be. And Karen said, since I've been talking about when you hear a news person say daylight savings time, take a drink, make it a drinking game, make daylight savings time the phrase that pays.
All right.
That's good.
I like that. And then Barbara says, we don't have that in Arizona. She's in Arizona. They don't do that. Thank God there are some states that have their shit together.
It seems like Arizona would have longer days. It just doesn't seem right that it would still be a short day.
I know.
In the
You
desert,
think the desert, Southwest, they don't matter. It doesn't matter if it goes one way or the other, right?
Well, still, but like you said, I think my body clock definitely starts changing, and I think I'm gonna go with it this time. So if it feels like I should go to bed at 7:30, maybe I should go to bed
on
at
Sunday
7.
night when it feels like midnight. It's only 7:30.
It's
I'll go to
7:30.
bed. Okay. That's the phrase that pays. So you put that in there, and then later on the computer will pick.
And no spaces, no extra space between any words or letters. And make sure you got the hashtag in there, because I'm seeing some that are putting spaces in and such. And the computer is very specific. It wants it hashtag daylight savings time, just like we've typed it on the screen. Doesn't have to be capitalized, but no spaces.
I have learned that there are now 7 million podcasts out there on the planet. I'm going to guess that none of them give away a wine condom, a Covidia t-shirt, and a Keith Conrad book as a prize package. Okay, out of the 7 million, we're the only ones that do that. So we can pull ourselves out of that.
Posers out there. I mean,
okay, yes, Leslie gots to do the screen door. Larry, Christina, Wayne, David, Molly, and Sarah's checking in. Yes, the screen door stays up all year.
Brian Sheridan is checking in with us. Brian's the one who got a tattoo during last week's show.
Okay, explain that. I didn't see that listing on the comment section. You did. He was getting a tattoo and listening to the cocktail show.
He and his 21-year-old daughter got matching tattoos. They love horror movies. They love Halloween. And so they figured that was the time to get their tattoos finally. And aren't they cool?
Wow.
That's Ghostface from Scream.
That is. And we had Hart on last week, who is in that genre of making horror movies and comic books and things. And that fit right into our Halloween show. So, okay, that's nice. And if that calms you when you're getting your tattoo, if you need any calming, fine. Whatever you need to do.
Since we have this daylight savings time thing as our giveaway, should we drink every time we see the comment come up?
Oh, twist my arm. Yeah, twist it. Twist it. Hey, listen to this. I had to go to the store early this morning, and I don't normally buy scratch-off tickets, but I thought, okay, I'll drop $1 on one. And the store has 2 scratch-off machines right next to each other, and there was a store employee filling the one, and she had positioned herself in such a way that I couldn't get to the other one. And I just stood there, and I thought, I'll wait a few minutes. And she finally saw me, and she looked at me, well, if you need to get it, if you need it that badly, then get it. And I thought, it's not like I'm standing outside a liquor store at 8 a.m. and that would be
Meow.
problematic, I think. But yeah, calm down. I didn't say anything.
Oh, well, not to mention the fact there's no point in filling the machine unless there are people like you buying those
Well,
tickets. So
this is not the first time I've had this happen where here's what happened before. Those machines where you go to check your ticket to see if it's a winner.
right.
This store has a yeah, ding. Mostly it's not a winner.
Yeah.
This store has a little table and there's one on, it's about 3 feet long and there's one on each side. Okay, so I walk in and this woman and it appeared to be her daughter are checking a bunch of tickets and the daughter's standing where the other one is, so I couldn't get to it. I didn't say anything. I thought, okay, I'll wait. I'm not really in a hurry. And finally they move on and I go up to the one and she looked at me, well, you know, that other one was right there all the time. And I thought, but you were standing in front of it. Well, you can't even be nice. You can't even just, I didn't say anything, but people still have to give you some attitude.
Well, and even the pardon me, excuse me, please, can get you stink eye. So
Yeah.
there's no winning anymore.
I just mind my business and wait and think, okay, whatever. And they still have to give you something. Hey, did you flash Keely Ann's post up there? Alan, did I see that go by or is that yeah, okay. This is the entry from Keely Ann this week. Schnauzer savings and loan, and she's working on daylight savings time. If you're tired of lip service, stick it in a Schnauzer. Watch as it grows into a healthy bundle in 9 months. Make a deposit with one of our friendly tellers today. Thank you, Keely Ann. Always a pleasure when you check in. No guest this week. We're going commando because we just need to hold each other as we get into this DST weekend. But next Friday, comedian Richard Lewis will be on the program to talk about a number of things, mainly his appearance on the HBO series Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's going to be on one episode this year, and that episode will be on the Sunday following his appearance. So a week from Sunday, Richard will be on that particular episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And he's had some health issues for the last 2 years that I'm sure he'll want to talk about. He has had a lot of back and shoulder surgery. And that's going to be a focus.
Even before he started having these medical issues, he always seemed like he was in a state of pain, psychological, physical. And
That's
he was
his whole
all
thing.
of like 40 years old and he was already like hunching over. And,
Right. The last time I interviewed him a few years ago, I was in Los Angeles and talked to him. And he was talking about getting this back surgery and said, if I get this, I think I'll be able to have better posture. And I said, Richard, I've known you for 30 years. I don't think you've ever stood upright. He's always hunched over.
And he would wear like big coats, which made him look even more hunched over.
Yes. And so I approached him to be on the Friday before his Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. And he goes into, I don't think I have a camera on my computer. I don't think I can do this. Maybe I can just do audio and you can put a picture of me up. And I said, Richard, is there anybody at the house that we can talk to who knows all the technology that you might have? He said, okay, have Alan call my wife. And Alan called his wife and she said, yes, we can do this. And then we like to have the guest come in about a half hour before we go on just to make sure everything's working right. After Alan set all that up, I get a text from Richard. Why do I have to be there a half hour before? What do I need to do that for? And I said, okay, you don't have to be there a half hour before. How about 10 minutes before, just to make sure the link is clear and everything.
Right. So if Richard looks bad next week, it's on him, not us.
Okay. And then he texted me back. Okay, how about this? How about 15 minutes before the show? I said, fine. Okay. But that's Richard. He loves to have this stuff, this percussion to work off of. And that's what makes him funny. All right.
So we might show up a half hour into the show. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just
It's
a
a
mercurial
nightmare.
kind of guy.
I don't know. Everything's a nightmare. Okay. So that's really what we're doing here today, just kind of drinking and talking. And we're going to have some stories that Leslie has come up with. And later on, Ryan will do his Wisconsin report. The big news out of Dairyland is Aaron Rodgers has the COVID.
Yes, he does.
And this is getting to be there it is, that spore, that damn spore we've been dealing with for almost 2 years. Oh, before we get into all that, Leslie, because I mentioned Larry said we're 50 days away from Christmas. Yesterday, my daughter says to me, "Hey, why don't we put the Christmas tree up this weekend?" And I looked at her the way a dog looks at something that it quite doesn't understand. I tilted my head. Say what now? And I, are you kidding me? We still have pumpkins in front of the house. I'm not going Christmas this weekend. In fact, I'd like to get through most of the month before I even touch any Christmas stuff.
Do you have Thanksgiving decorations, or is it just kind of a general fall feel?
Here, do you, Alan? I look Amish in that. When you do, I look like some kind of. I just need my hat, and I'll look like an Amish guy.
Thanks to StreamYard, we actually have, and if people saw our countdown, we have a Thanksgiving decoration. It's very small, and it does that.
Right.
And
the turkey and googly eyes. That's nice. Yep. Great. Okay.
Such a proud bird.
Do you do this? We leave the pumpkins and stuff up through Thanksgiving because that's autumnal. Pumpkins and hay and all that stuff, that Indian corn or Native American corn, whatever you call it. You have another StreamYard effect there. What are you talking about? We leave that up through Thanksgiving and then get that down, and then you go to Christmas. So we're good with the pumpkins and things. But when my daughter said that, I thought,
she wanted
what?
to jumpstart it. Okay.
I said to her, okay, if we set it up tomorrow, Saturday, that's the 6th of November. In a month, it'll be the 6th of December. We'll have had this up for a month, and we're still about 3 weeks away from Christmas. I think that would drive me nuts.
However, if you get a fresh tree, this is your only chance to not have it hemorrhaging needles all over the house. This is that window, because they've all been cut in August and September.
Right. I saw the flatbed truck a month ago, 2 months ago, bringing the trees in.
So it might be a plus in that regard. But no, the other thing, I got to hand it to you, planners. There's some people I'm sure out there who've already finished all their Christmas shopping. And frankly, I kind of hate you. But the ones who put the lights out now before it's 21 below zero.
Yes, I understand that. But you don't have to turn them on.
Well, they're there. But
okay.
I when you see them out with the ladders, it's like, those are people who've got their shit together. And I respect you. I
had a Clark Griswold moment this week, not concerning Christmas lights, but we have these outdoor spotlights and they went out. So I got the aluminum ladder and extended it. It's way the hell up there. So right there, I'm thinking, here I go. And
6 or 12. Did you go with the 6-foot ladder, 12-foot ladder?
Oh, it's up there. And I get up there and I unscrew one bulb and it comes right out. And then I unscrew the other one and the stem stays in the socket.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I got to turn the power, because I'm not going to, and they say, get a potato, shove that in there and turn it out. I got to turn the electricity off first because you got an aluminum ladder. Do you know how all this works? Yes, it's a whole thing. And suddenly you're on the ground grasping for air and dialing 911.
You become the Christmas decoration as you hang a la Clark Griswold from the gutter and beg for help. Yeah.
Yes.
That's so.
So that was my project this week. And we've been talking about this on the show. Leslie and I are kindred spirits in that we like to clean. It's a Zen thing for us. We find some kind of relaxation, and it's a control
anxiety
thing.
Relief.
Right.
It's
control because, and this is what I found, and I think it's out of the fact that what we do and what I've been doing, you've been doing this for a long time too. I love this job. I love being on the radio and everything, but the results are not quite evident for many weeks or months later. It's not immediate. With
At the end of the day, there's nothing tangible we take home with us.
With radio, it would take 3 months sometimes to see what the ratings were. And so you're going along. Oh, I'm doing a great job. The ratings come out. Uh-oh. With cleaning, and I found this to be true when I do yard work or anything, at the end of it, I can see results.
Yep.
And that's what gets me off, because this doesn't have immediate results. I'm getting nice texts there and everything. We're seeing those. I understand that. But overall, for those of you who are clean freaks, you know what we're talking about. For those of you who are not, yes, we are not easy to live with.
No, we can actually drive our significant others crazy.
Yeah.
But in our marriage, Tim's got a room and the garage, and that's his domain. But the rest of it, I get to just put things the way they should be.
Yeah, and you got to find that balance if you have a partner that's not into it. Wait, put that text up there again, Alan, please. Walter Van Dyke II, kill a turkey for Thanksgiving, kill a tree for Christmas. What do we kill for New Year's? I thought I told you years ago, Ryan Seacrest. I want the ball to come down and fall off the stem in Times Square and roll over Ryan Seacrest.
And
That's
some
what I
brain
want.
cells. We kill some brain cells too. Have they called you about your plan for the ball to look like a COVID spore?
Well, I
Haven't-
presented that last year. That was perfect at the end of 2020 to see the spore come down and then blow it up. But since it's lingering, I guess that doesn't work still. We could be into half of next year and still have this lingering.
Epsilon variants. We're going to have gamma variants. Who knows how many variants?
So now Aaron Rodgers has COVID, and he had said months ago that he was immunized, but his version of immunized is not getting a COVID shot. It's something homeopathic. He went homeopathic. And now this is a thing. And we'll talk to Ryan. Ryan, if you want to jump on, because living in Wisconsin, this is the biggest
is a big
story.
deal.
Yeah,
this
because
is a big
he's gonna miss at least one, maybe 2 games, right?
10 days. So, and we got the marquee game this weekend. And
what's the marquee game?
I don't know. That's what they call it. I don't
bother with that.
I've heard more than one person say that over, even around work. They're all worried about Aaron Rodgers, and then if you look online, they're worried about the rest of the team and Shailene
Woodley, yes.
So I think more people are worried necessarily not about him, about everybody else. And
if he didn't say he got the vaccination and was going with that, I'm immunized, and then he's with all these players, that seems problematic. Because now they're thinking he's immunized, meaning he got the vaccine and he wasn't, and now, wow.
Yep, and he said he's not a COVID denier. He just did what was best for his body. So he didn't. So he's kind of backtracking, making sure everything's kosher. But it's a little bit of a mess on top of that. Packers switched their radio station where the games are broadcast. So if anybody's familiar, it was usually on TMJ4 forever here, and now they moved it to iHeartRadio. So that's got people riled up first, and then Aaron Rodgers got COVID. Wow. So it's really kind of a twofer here. So we're waiting for the third thing to happen.
And I hope some people in Haiti are listening to this and going, wow, they've got some serious problems.
We do.
Couldn't he have just claimed HIPAA? I mean, this is my health. This is private. And wouldn't he have been in a better position with fans and the press if he had just said, it's none of your business? Could he have gotten away with that?
People,
I don't know.
Okay. Alan, you earlier, before we got on here, you had an effect.
Yeah, and I don't want to run it during the show, but I do have a still of me wearing the hat.
Yeah, please
so
put that up,
let me
show
that
point here. And I've been talking about this for a while, in that the thing with COVID, not that one.
No, the
genie.
Oh, that I got to turn the other thing on for live.
Okay, please do that.
I was going to say, let's do that towards the end of the show, so that if it causes a hiccup, we don't mess up the next 30 minutes.
My theory is, if we saw the victims with some kind of affliction with COVID, we'd probably go, wow, there it is. I can see what it does to a body. The people that are affected are in hospitals, and unless you know somebody, you don't see how that's doing, what it's doing to their body. When I was a little kid, there were kids wearing leg braces, and I found out that they had polio. And I thought, wow, boy, I don't want that. How do I not get that? Well, you get a vaccination. Got the vaccination. Chickenpox, all those things. And that's why I wish COVID manifested itself where, as I said a few months ago, people became 8 feet tall, or something where we go, oh my God, look what happens when you get COVID. This is a mystery kind of thing when you're amongst people.
he should have just stayed on Jeopardy, been the host, permanent host, and.
Well, he didn't get picked, so that would have been if he
Yeah.
quit his quarterbacking job and went, I'm going to be a host on Jeopardy, and they go, well, we got Meier Bialik, so that's too. But he was very good at it. I'll give you that. And as Leslie said, easy on the eyes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, is he ever?
Oh my gosh,
But
yes.
like you said, Maya has that horseshoe up her keister because she's kind of in between jobs, and it wasn't looking real good for her in terms of popularity as far as hosts went. But doggone it, man,
Well,
she was in the right place at the right time.
Leslie, when you say in between jobs, she had a long run on a sitcom before Big Bang Theory, does 12 years on Big Bang Theory, which if you can be part of a long running sitcom, that's sweet money. And what, that ended a year ago?
A year, and so they gave her a sitcom, and I think it lasted all of maybe 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it's out there, but I mean, it was kind of universally panned, and it wasn't going to go anywhere.
So that went away. But you're right, not much time between jobs. And now they picked this other guy. He lasted a coffee clutch worth of time, and they got rid of him because of his history on saying something. And she's the runner-up, and she moves right into it.
Yep.
That's a nice run. That's
yeah,
a very
it's a
good
very
run.
nice. And she does do that brain drug commercial. But I think that's homeopath. That might be actually what Aaron Rodgers was taking to fight the COVID. But,
Cindy says, good timing, good lighting are everything. She has good timing. It is. Good lighting, good timing. That's all life is. If you can
And they're
manage those two.
Dolling her up. She's got like the smart girl vibe going, but they're working through her outfits. And I didn't like where they're going.
There's makeover happening there.
Yep.
So,
and she's probably getting residuals from Big Bang, right? Is that syndicated?
Well, yes. And you negotiate that however you can. Some people get more, some get less, but whatever it is, it's money for doing nothing right now, which is sweet. And a 12-year run,
some money.
That's good. That's good. And now this has to be a very well-paying job. Here,
probably not Alex Trebek money yet.
No, but we
going
talked
anywhere.
about this when they were doing the 55 guest hosts, and they were trying to play them off each other and probably saying, hey, we can get X to do it for this. Will you do it for this? Even if it's, say Alex was making 10, 12 million a year, which I think is the ballpark.
I think is somewhere in there, yeah.
If they come to you and say, would you do this for $500,000 a year, you tape everything in a couple months, who would turn that down? Now, we're talking as civilians here. In Hollywood money, that's probably obviously not enough or not what they'd want. But in real people money, most of the world that we live in, that's an incredible amount of money. And for the amount of work, you would do that. And that's what I thought they were doing with all those guest hosts. I thought they were going to play them off each other as far as negotiations.
Right.
Well, and it turns out, though, that they never had any intention from the very beginning of including any of those guest hosts.
Right.
The producer of the show thought, I know, we'll just throw up this smoke screen for a while, and then I'll take over. Until, of course, they duck up his Twitter history.
Yes.
And then things didn't go so well.
Right, exactly. Oops. Be careful. I have a firm belief in when you're picking a successor, you look at the situation. Alex Trebek announced he had the pancreatic cancer. And you know the survival rate is very low. If
nothing else, he was hitting retirement age anyway.
Yes. Okay. Yes. All those things in the bozo pewter say we have to find a successor. And you should just, even if he's healthy and not thinking of retiring, he had a few years to go on his contract. Just in case Alex falls down the stairs or drops dead, how about you noodle some names in your head just for fun? They didn't do that. So hear he's got cancer, and he lasts for 2 years, I believe, a couple of years. And then he dies. Oh, he's dead? Now what do we do? Now we're going to have all these guest hosts. And that should have been where he dies on Monday, the new host started. I'm sorry. I know it sounds cold, but the show is going to keep going. People die, things keep going. That's the way it is. And they did this whole monkey trick.
Well, and the only reason it didn't tank during that time was we had Matt Amodio. We had this super winner who was the only continuity through all of that. Had they not had him, the ratings probably would have just tanked out completely during that time.
Because it was so bizarre the way they handled it. And this is with anything. When you know, and this happened with Rush Limbaugh, he announces he's got cancer. Okay, you better start thinking. And then he dies, and he died. Yeah. And then months go by, and then they pick a successor. Even if people don't die, people leave jobs. And we've had this happen in radio where they will announce somebody starting in 3 months.
Right.
No. Once you announce it on a Friday, they start on a Monday. There's no 3 months. He's got to move in. No. Then don't announce it until he's starting, because you lose the momentum of the announcement and then the start date.
And a week after he starts, he had a vacation planned, so he's going to have to take some time off.
We've witnessed this where somebody starts in December, early December, and then takes 2 weeks off for the holidays.
For Christmas.
Why not just start at the first of the year? Why are you doing? But that's the way it is. This is how people think. Maybe I call it too Catholic. That's the way I think. That's the way the nuns beat me to think this way, and I'm going to think this way. Thank you, Sister Mary beat the shit out of me.
And with the pandemic and everything, everybody wants some continuity, and when you get all the uncertainty, I think that's how you lose viewers or lose momentum, because God knows there's tons of other things people can watch.
Yes, that is a very good point. When you go through something like this, you look for comfort in things that you know are going to be consistent, and you can go there and feel good as you go through this. And to have all this other stuff be out of sync and jarring and schizoid just adds to your frenzy.
That's why the Beaver and Mayberry, right, sometimes fit that bill.
And that's not code. He's talking about TV shows.
That, or perhaps like your old trusty cell phone, a phone that you can rely on, an iPhone. What was it? 5?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
I am reluctant. Up until this week.
Okay. Speaking of comfort, when I get into something and it's working and I'm comfortable with it, you have to pry it off my dead cold hand. And I have been working off an iPhone 5 for several years. And I like it because it's small. It fits in my pocket. I have no problem with it. The battery life is not that great, and a lot of the services
don't. 10, 15 minutes.
Right. The funny thing is,
it's loaded up with spyware.
Yeah, exactly. I had FaceTime one day, and the next day, no FaceTime. And then 2 months later, I got FaceTime again. It just popped in and out. Didn't matter. I'm happy with it.
That's when they would say there's an upgrade to everybody but you.
Yes,
your phone won't support this, so don't even bother.
I would have hung on to that until I didn't have any life left in me. The provider said, "This guy's not moving off this thing." They sent me a new phone free of charge and said, "Listen," and it's not even the latest. It's a 10, I think. They're already on 15 or 20, and I'm going to 10. Woohoo!
Well, you don't have a home button, so you're totally 21st century.
That's what my daughter said, because she had to set it up for me. Now, Dad, you don't have a button anymore. I go, oh, okay. And then it's just embarrassing when you have somebody that knows all this stuff and you're trying to get as far as you can into the future, and they look at you like you're worthless, you're helpless, you can't do this, stop. And here, let me give you an example. Ryan has sent me a lot of cool things, and he sent me a burger holder. Okay, I mentioned it or something,
and that's not a euphemism.
No,
right?
No.
There it is. What are we, animals? Nice. We don't eat burgers with our. We put it in our holder here. Look at that. That's
we have some of those. I haven't busted them out yet. That looks pretty good.
When you get down into where the burger will be down there, I don't know what you're doing. You're going to lick it out or whatever, but I'm not an animal. I'm eating a burger with a holder now. Okay. Take that, Haiti. Okay.
That and your iPhone 10.
Yeah. Look at me, Mr. 20. They call me Mr. 21st Century.
There you go.
The McRib is back. There.
People should know that before Garry got the iPhone 5, he had a flip phone that went on the fritz.
Yeah.
And then you decided, because
okay.
you so liked that phone, how long did you go before you got the iPhone?
Hi, I'm Fred Flintstone, and I'm happy to be here. Yes, the battery went out on the flip phone, and I was going to get a battery, and I went a day or two, no battery. Month goes by, still no battery, no flip phone. And I thought, how long can I go without a cell phone? I want to do an experiment.
This actually is incredible.
I went, what was it, a year?
I think it was more than
I think it was more than a year. And I thought, okay, this is interesting in that I spent a good portion of my life without a cell phone, and I'm going to see if I can do this again. And I got to the point where I was doing it for months and months and months, and to the annoyance of a lot of people that couldn't get a hold of me.
Right.
And I'm making up words now.
Which is probably when you were happiest.
Look at if I'm making up words, blame it on the Manhattan.
And that's where he had to use the payphone.
Okay,
right?
here's the tipping point. Yes. Here's where you need a cell phone when you're picking somebody up at the airport, because you can't park by the terminals anymore. You got to keep moving, and you got to really time that as they're walking out and you're pulling up and all that. When I went to pick my wife or daughter up at the airport, I found a little parking area about 2 blocks from the airport, and it had a payphone. So what I would do is I'd guesstimate when they were coming out of the plane, through the terminal, outside, and I'd call their cell phone and see how close they were so I could jump in the car and be there in 2 minutes. And I was doing that for a couple trips. And then one day I put the coin in. I don't get a dial tone. So I do that coin return thing, and I pulled the coin return thing out, and I put my finger in there, and there was goo-goo in there. And I thought, experiment is over. Yes. And that's what my bumper sticker says. When you put your finger in goo-goo, experiment's over.
And that's when you got the iPhone 5.
Science.
That's when I went to the 5. And I plowed right into 2003. Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, so I'm up to date now. And now I love this new phone as much as I resist this stuff. And let me make another point about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers and I have the same birthday. And I was trying to think if he thinks like I think, because if you have a similar birthday, the same birthday, you could usually see
astrologically speaking, yes, you would be the same sign and all that. Yeah.
That all people share of those birthdays. And yeah, I'm one of those guys. I don't know. I don't want to. I'm associating myself with him in that. Here I am with the iPhone 5. He doesn't want to get the vaccine. This is how December 2nd people think. You know who else has our birthday? Britney Spears. So we're all going through, at least Britney, me,
and Aaron
Rodgers. We're going through stuff this year, and it's kind of goofy ass stuff. And my stuff isn't crazy like theirs so far.
No.
But I've had some goosey ass stuff. Damn, man.
But your mom
every time I make up a word, I'm taking a drink. What's that?
But your mom still checks your checkbook to make sure that you're handling things properly.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
You have a conservator or whatever whatever that word is.
Right, which I never even knew it was a big thing, and now I guess it's a big thing. And now I guess I should be concerned with who checks guns on movie sets because of Alec Baldwin. Have you heard the latest? There's something going out there now that this was deliberate. Somebody set him up. Have you heard this?
The armorer, who is like pretty new to the armorer profession, said, I didn't put any bullets. Somebody else must have put a bullet in that gun because I didn't. So now all the conspiracy theorists.
Right. Sabotage is being mentioned by the defense lawyers. They say the gun was on a tray for a couple hours. Nobody was watching it. And yes, how does a real bullet get in a prop gun? Okay, but that's the kind of story. I guess we've moved off Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. That was we got to be concerned about this, and now we're concerned about Alec Baldwin, I guess.
Well, Aaron, I think Aaron Rodgers has actually trumped him, and Kyle Rittenhouse is going,
yep.
Look over there.
Yeah,
look at Aaron Rodgers.
I think I'll send a fruit basket to Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Thank you very much. In the meantime, that is an interesting case too, because the prosecution is bringing these witnesses to the stand, and so far, most of them have come off sounding like they're defense witnesses. And so this whole thing, in the meantime, I'm thinking everybody is going, look at Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. What's that over there? Woo!
A lot going on.
Yeah. Have you seen this stuff about Chicago radio? These guys in Chicago radio who are
#me too.
Yeah. Whoa. And having worked with some of them and knowing some of them, and oh boy, glad I'm not in radio in Chicago right now.
No.
Wow.
And a lot of the women that I worked with are sharing stories, and whoo, Lordy, do we have bunches? But,
I'll bet you're coffee clatching and talking and
oh Lordy,
comparing
and after
notes.
a couple of these, it's like, did I tell you the one about that?
Well, the swinging 80s, 70s, early 90s, that's completely gone, as a lot of it should be. I understand that, but we have jerked the wheel too far the other way. And we went from, hey, that's a lot of fun, maybe too much fun, to now all the fizz is gone.
No fun.
And we got to find that middle ground, because it's jerk the wheel, go the extreme, instead of where's the middle ground?
Well, and now we've jerked the wheel so much that a lot of comedians are saying we can't perform anymore. If you keep jerking the wheel this far, we simply can't do what we've done. I mean, look at we were watching old shows, and good golly, you couldn't make like All in the Families and things like that. And maybe it's a good thing to some degree, but you mellow it out to the point that there's no percussion, and with that there's no humor. And
comedians should have free reign. That's what we have comedians for. They take everyday whatever and put it through their lens and push it out as something humorous to diffuse what could be offensive. That's what they do. They put it in their mixture and give us some kind of punchline to make it seem like it's not as harsh as when it just comes at you from somebody else. But now that's gone. Now these comedians are under fire. And where do we go to release or get away from all of this?
Maybe My Batch or a Wisconsin Report.
Well, look at you. Look at you being a little program director here. Well, Ryan, I know I can take a hint. I'm rambling because I know the code. Gary, how's the Manhattan? Go to Ryan.
Oh, golly. No. We got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
So before if we're going to do the Wisconsin report, the only other update is my wife did purchase the Titanic Lego set, which is back ordered because the production's slowed down or something. But we did get the Home Alone set that came very quickly. So there it is. Okay. So it arrived in 2 days. So it's
okay. Let's discuss this for a second. The Ryan family, Ryan and Jamie and Hank, they're into Lego bricks to the tune of about, I don't know, $70,000, as far as I can do in my head, a quick estimate.
A condo, more than you paid for your condo.
More than my first condo is this Lego Home Alone. How much was this?
$269.
How many pieces?
I didn't. It does it say? I can't see it.
Yeah, just shy of 4,000.
4,000. Just shy of 4,000.
4,000 pieces.
And it's a big box.
Okay, that's why, because it's got 4,000 pieces. You're going to assemble this and put it by the tree.
Yes,
I assume.
Or we don't really have a mantle, so it'll be by the tree. So
and after Christmas, you take this thing down piece by piece, or do you leave it or you put it in a garbage bag and just put it in the garage so you don't have to reassemble it?
Well, they make I'm going to say freeze spray that you can spray on there so Hank can't disassemble it. So I'm not sure what the end result's going to be, but that's what she's going to do with the Titanic exhibit if she gets it put together and if it ever comes. So
how many pieces is that?
I don't know. That's got to be. I don't know.
Listen, look at why don't you have Keith Conrad put you in touch with himself there to give you an estimate on what he can build one for. That
or
Keith
he
built that.
He can help Jamie assemble it. He volunteered that he could help with assembly with Jamie. So they're quite excited. She got up in the middle of the night to order both of those. So I'll keep you posted what the home alone looks like. So there's
Ryan's lovely wife, Jamie. If you're new to the program, Ryan's wife is big into Titanic. Everything Titanic she loves, and that's why she's looking forward to putting together the Titanic Lego set.
Yes, and I never did look. Keith had suggested that there's a cardboard one on Amazon for $15. I was gonna dig into that someday. That's more affordable.
So they're about 4 pieces. You just fold them.
You just or they used to have those turkeys that you used to like
fan out.
You fan out. So
right.
I'm thinking
that's right. Yeah, get that. You just fan out the Titanic.
And you put those on. We had them at school. They were on the desk. Those little turkeys or pumpkins. So we'll have to see what that looks like. But we're in the Home Alone mode right now.
Let me do a quick survey. Leslie, when will you put a tree up?
Probably around the beginning of December.
Real or artificial?
I don't know. Maybe artificial this year. I think we had a real one last year, and it was a fire hazard the day we brought it home. So yeah, I don't think so.
Ryan,
we're gonna probably do it Thanksgiving. I think the vote is we're gonna actually go out and cut it. So Hank wants to go out and actually cut one this year and drag it in like the Griswold. So we'll see how that goes.
My first chainsaw. Are you getting him one of those?
That's what he needs.
The Play-Doh chainsaw. And we did that. We cut down a tree many years ago, and it was the most depressing thing I think I've ever done. As soon as that tree hit the ground, I was sad. And then we tied it to the top of the car, and the plastic wrap that was around it loosened, and it's flying now, slapping against the car all the way home. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, we have it artificial, probably in the end, that's what we'll do, but we at least discussed.
Yes.
Cutting them down.
I want my tree and my emotions to be the same, artificial. Okay. Ryan has a Wisconsin report.
Raw.
Yeah. Ryan has a Wisconsin report he wants to share with us. Alan, you want to roll that? Or don't.
It takes a minute, I think, to... There it is.
It's Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Welcome to the month of November. This is Ryan, and I have a few fun updates this week. Only in America, maybe, or only in America and Wisconsin, can you visit a farm, see pig races, and then get showered with candy that was shot out of it, a big air cannon located on the back of the truck. Well, we did that. We went to Bassey's Farms in Colgate, Wisconsin, experienced some fun pig races, ate some food out of the food trucks there, and then got showered with candy. Here's a picture of the cannon mounted in the back of the truck, and then here's the next picture that shows the cannon tipped back, ready to blast off. 3, 2, 1!
Where'd they go? Look at them go.
It's a little bit of fun, kind of ushered out October and got us into November. Soon we'll be looking at Christmas displays and drinking eggnog around the fire. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you soon.
I think Peter's going to flag the show now. Get ready for that.
Yes.
On top of that, have you guys seen the price of bacon? Shoot, man, I would have thrown one of those piggers in the back of my car.
I was at one of those fall festival farms over the years, and they have something called a pumpkin chunker. And you go on a hayride, and then as you're going by, they shoot a pumpkin out into a field and it explodes. Yeah. Now that's America. Yeah. That's the heartland right there. I love that.
This was just 400 pieces of candy out of that cannon. So that was kind of the highlight to the end of the day. Not that they needed more, we needed more candy, but.
So Hank had a successful Halloween?
He did. He had a very successful, he was a NASA pilot. So he had the orange jumpsuit and went out and collected a couple bins full of candy. He wanted to take a garbage bag, but we wouldn't let him. I'll just take the garbage bag. I said, no, we're going to be more civil than that.
Yeah, a garbage bag. Let's fill the garbage bag.
Pieces of candy out of that big giant freaking
cannon. Yes, they loaded up
Seems like that's a Wisconsin thing. More firepower.
Yes, and there is a video. It's a longer video, but we did record it. But yeah, it blows it far. I mean, they keep backing you up because and it just showers candy, and it's
that's great. You gotta love it. All right,
yep.
The pig races. I've been to those. It's just really, if there's anything about the Midwest that I think you highlight, it's that kind of stuff, because a lot of people don't appreciate our standard of living. Okay, if you want to call it that, it's just different than the rest of the country, and that's why we like it.
Yep,
because we got that kind of stuff.
We're good,
God-fearing people. God damn it! And I mean, let's enjoy a pig race when we can.
Exactly.
Wow, Garry, stop.
And some bacon.
The Manhattan is really making you outrageous. Hey, let's pay homage to our fine sponsors before we go on. What do you say? The fine people at Bettenhausen Automotive want to share some information with you right now.
The Black Friday sales event is going on all month long at Bettenhausen Ram on 159th Street in Tinley Park. Power on with the strength of a Bettenhausen Ram truck. Your best Ram truck buying experience starts now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
Chuck, the producer of the Bettenhausen commercials, called me and said, hey, this is a commercial that ran without your voice. Is that okay? Because whatever the reason, Chuck, it's me. I'm easy going. I'm easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Fine. So I don't know who that guy is, but Bettenhausen is the main thing. That's the main event. That's where you want to buy your vehicle if you live in the Chicago area. If you don't and buy a new vehicle, they will fly you in. You can drive it home or they'll ship it to you. That's what they do. Another man I'm in love with. You're in love with Aaron Rodgers. This is my Aaron Rodgers, Leslie. This guy right here. This guy gets it done.
He's sweet and generous and
yeah. If you need a mortgage or refi, all that stuff associated with buying a house or refinancing, go and call for the free consultation, that number on the screen, because David Hochberg gets things done and he saves you money, and he's a no-nonsense kind of guy, and you just got to love him because he wants to help you out. That's his whole existence, making you feel better about whatever you've done in life. That's what this guy does, and that's why I love him. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Okay.
No judgment zone here.
Oh boy. Hey, it's about time to give something away, and that would be the condom, the T-shirt. And Keith, come on, pop in. I want to talk about your book, Righteous Might. You wrote this book, and there it is. That'll be part of the prize package. And explain what the theme is, Keith.
Well, it's about a modern day aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford. It's involved in this experiment thing, and everybody gets knocked out, and they wake up and it's the day before Pearl Harbor, so they have some things to deal with.
All right, I like time travel, as you know from listening to the show, and I appreciate anybody who can write a book. Here I write a blog, and it's a few paragraphs. I haven't been able to come up with an idea for several weeks. Okay, it's just a few paragraphs. Keith sat down and wrote a whole book. And
How long did it take you, Keith?
A lot longer than it should have. It was probably about 4 years, but that was because I kept hemming and hawing and starting over and things like that.
That's all right. You wrote it, and that's part of the prize package. So here's how this is going to work. Alan, explain to people what we're going to do now.
All right. Well, for folks who've been commenting, and we'll put it back on the screen one more time. There we go. I will bring up the computerized share screen, and it will draw somebody's name, and then we'll find a way to get in touch with that person. So let's see. I got to share the screen, and I got to bring up the StreamYard giveaway tool. Here we go. StreamYard giveaway tool on the screen, please.
All right.
There we go. All right. We'll hit the draw button, and let's see who gets it.
Let's do it.
This is quickly becoming my favorite part of the show.
Oh, that's nice.
There we go.
Ooh,
Thomas.
So Thomas, why don't you, because you're a YouTuber, either contact us if you've got a Facebook account on Facebook Messenger, or send a text to Garry at 773-888-2157, or an email to GarryMeierShow at GarryMeier.com. And when we get your information about how to mail you stuff, Leslie, Keith, and whoever else is sending out the prizes on this one, we'll send you out the prizes.
Yeah.
All right. So get in touch with us. Let us know it's you, and we'll get you that.
And I see on the comment section here, Anthony says, "Is there a flip phone holder?"
Ooh, there you go.
Look at that. Ooh, Papa.
Still shiny.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, did you have a good time, everybody?
I had a great time.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, God giveth and taketh away, but he's given it tonight. This is like
Giving it. That's another new word.
He's given it. This is how you get through life. I'm sorry, and I know there are people that are dealing with substances, and I don't mean to go that far. And tomorrow I'll be sober curious. Okay. All right. But you need something. This is a cruel, crazy ass world. We're just trying to take there. If if COVID victims look like that, then we go, oh, he's got the COVID. And now we know.
Oh, that's awesome.
But if folks want to support the GarrForce, I have a setting for that too, I think. Yes, here it is. There we go.
So you can wear a schnauzer
Yeah,
hat.
look at this. Tell Alan, tell everybody what that is now.
So this is a snap camera lens, which I can share here on StreamYard. I got to be careful not to show off my bald spot too much when I show off the StreamYard hat, the schnauzer hat. And if folks use Snapchat, you can also have this for your selfie cam by scanning with the Snap app. If I can get the darn thing on the screen, scan that code. And I hope, I got to take the ticker off so it doesn't block the bottom of the code. There we go. So if you scan that code now, later on a replay, whatnot, with the Snap app, you too can have that StreamYard hat that I'm wearing behind the code. How's that?
Wow.
And Garry, with your iPhone, with your iPhone 10, Garry, you can do that. That's your homework for your homework for next week.
Nice. I got a schnauzer on my head over by there. Okay, well, I hope that was enjoyable. I certainly found it to be there. And I hope you have, I've got a blackout. Wow.
You've had some bulb problems this week.
Get that 12-foot ladder out. Get the 12-foot
ladder out.
Wait, we never did find out. Did you stick a potato or did you just like manhandle it out of there? And...
ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the code we talk in once in a while on the program. Did he stick a potato in it? I have not gone that far. I got to get the circuit breaker and do that, turn that off, and then
you haven't
stick a potato in, unscrew it, and then boop, boop, boop. And yes.
Boop, 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 boop. That boop boop is very different from the giveaway. Boop, boop, boop,
right. They're different boop boops. Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening and watching. Back next Friday on this. We are back Monday with the regular show. Next Friday, Richard Lewis will join us. And thanks. Take the cannoli. It's complimentary. Look at it. It's nice. What about the schnauzer, Leslie?
You know, I would take it north of the Cheddar Curtain and chase some pigs with it.
No. Okay. And have a streaming schnauzer cat on there. All right. 3 in the green, gear down, flaps are down, fetch on all fours. The GarrForce has landed.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce